Hello students, today we will study the humorous poem The Power of Music by Sukumar. It shows how loud and unpleasant noise can cause fear and chaos. Let's understand it line by line. When summer comes, we hear the hums, Bhishma, Lochan, Sharma. Let us understand what the poet is saying here. The poet begins with the summer season, which is usually hot and uncomfortable. During this time, instead of peace, people hear singing everywhere. This singing is done by a man named Bhishma Lochan Sharma. The word hums usually means a soft and pleasant sound, but here it is used humorously. Bhishma's singing is actually very loud and irritating. You catch his strain on hill and plain from Delhi down to Burma. Here the poet wants to show how far the sound travels. The word strain means a song or musical sound. It can be heard on hills as well as on flat land. By saying that it reaches from Delhi to Burma, the poet exaggerates. This exaggeration shows that Bhishma's singing is extremely loud and spreads everywhere. He sings as though he has staked his life. He sings as though he is hell-bent. Let us think about Bhishma's attitude now. The poet says that Bhishma sings as though he has staked his life, which means he has risked everything on singing. It feels as if his whole life depends on it and he will lose everything if he stops. The word hellbent means extremely stubborn and determined. No matter what happens around him, he refuses to stop singing. The people, dazed, retire amazed, although they know it's well meant. Now we see the reaction of the people. Because of the loud noise, the people feel dazed, which means confused and unable to think clearly. They retire amazed, that is, they quietly move away feeling shocked and surprised. However, they understand that Bhishma's singing is well meant, which means done with good intention. He sings to entertain, even though it causes trouble for others. They are trampled in the panic rout or languish pale and sickly. Here the situation becomes very serious. People are caught in a panic rout, which means a stampede where everyone runs in fear. Some are trampled, meaning they are stepped on or hurt in the crowd. Others languish pale and sickly, that is, they become weak, pale and ill because of the unbearable noise, and plead, my friend, we are near our end. They plead, meaning beg desperately, asking Bhishma to stop since they cannot tolerate the loud singing any longer. The bullock carts are overturned and horses line the roadside, but Bhishma Lochan, unconcerned, goes booming out his broadside. Let us observe how much damage is caused now. Bullock carts turn upside down and horses stop in fear. Everything is disturbed. But Bhishma remains unconcerned, which means he does not care at all. He continues singing loudly like a booming sound. The wretched brutes resent the blare, they whine and stare with feet in air. Now even animals suffer because of the noise. The phrase wretched brutes refers to poor and helpless animals. They resent the blare, which means a very loud, harsh and unpleasant sound. They whine, that is, they cry in pain or fear in a weak voice. Their strange movements show how badly the noise affects them. The fishes dived below the lake. in frantic search for silence. The very trees collapse and shake. Now the poet shows the reaction of nature. The fish dived, which means they went quickly and deeply into the water to escape the noise. They are frantic, that is, very frightened and anxious as they desperately search for silence. Even trees are shown shaking and falling. This is imagination used to show how powerful and disturbing the noise is. And in the sky the feathered fly turn turtle while they are winging. Again we cry, we are going to die. Here the poet describes the condition of birds and people. The feathered fly means birds, and while winging, that is flying, they lose balance. They turn turtle, which means they turn upside down in the air. Seeing this terrible situation, people again cry in fear and say that they are going to die. This shows that the noise has become unbearable for everyone. The welkin weeps to hear his screech, and mighty mansions tumble. The word welkin means the sky. The poet imagines that even the sky weeps, that is, cries after hearing the screech, which means a sharp, loud and unpleasant sound. The mighty mansions, meaning big and strong buildings, tumble, that is, fall down. This exaggeration clearly shows the complete chaos and destruction caused by the extremely loud noise. But now there comes a billy goat, a most sagacious fellow. Now comes the turning point of the poem. A billy goat, meaning a male goat, appears. The poet calls the goat sagacious, which means wise and intelligent. This shows that the goat understands the situation clearly and knows how to solve the problem. He downs his horns and charges straight, with bellow answering bellow. The goat lowers its horns and attacks directly. Its loud sound answers Bhishma's loud singing. This final action brings a change in the situation, and Bhishma Lochan grants the world the golden gift of silence. Finally, Bhishma stops singing. Silence returns everywhere. After so much noise, silence feels precious. The poet calls it a golden gift. Children, this poem teaches us in a humorous way that loud and unpleasant noise creates fear and chaos. Silence brings peace and relief. Sometimes silence is the most beautiful music.